summertime. Where are you guys? Where'd you go?
Caught us off guard.
Did you know that? Did you know that song?
Yeah, and we also know when to come in, too, when you caught us off guard.
What song was that? Did you know the
I
song?
want to say... Man.
Do you want me to tell you?
I want a hint.
Please,
I want a
please,
hint.
Please.
He was the ultimate wrestler.
Oh,
The Ultimate
was
Warrior.
it the Ultimate Warrior?
That
Yes,
was his
it
theme.
is.
That's his theme song, man.
All right.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
And what a way to start it off. Here we are, boys. Episode 8.
Season.
episode
We'll
8.
get there.
And tonight's cool. We get to talk about, like, you know, there's a tradition in Canada on Saturday nights. You watch hockey, right? You watch hockey. The Leafs are playing or the Habs are playing. One of the Canadian teams is playing. But back in the 80s, there was also another show that came out on a Saturday night, and it was called Saturday Night Live. And it was a big part. It's a big part of Canadiana, and we're going to talk about that tonight. We're also going to talk about what's over my left-hand shoulder there and Summer's feelings on the Big Cheese Cup win over the past week. We're also going to talk about wrapping up the season there and what's going on over his right shoulder, which is the AHL. Starting their season, kicking off here. We got the national teams playing down south, which is a lot of fun. And then we're going to find out why today's wrestling may be better, but it's not better wrestling with Langer in the third period.
So what was the connection with Saturday Night Live?
Sorry?
Well, what's the connection with Saturday Night Live? Because you were
I
talking
think
about
you
Saturday
just
Night Live.
Yeah,
what
was it
Saturday Night Live?
it's Saturday
You're
night's
talking
main
about
event?
main
My
event.
bad.
Yes, there you go.
Saturday night's main event. I messed up.
Yeah.
But that is a big... That,
Which sometimes came on in the Saturday Night Live spot at 11:30
yes,
on Saturday. But
that's why I would have got it confused, because it used to be a
Yeah.
midnight show. It used to be the midnight
11:35.
show.
I forgot about that.
Nobody knew what
That's
time or
right.
what day it was on. It was just
Yeah.
you would wait every Saturday and hope it was on.
Yeah, that's so true. Sometimes it would get on and sometimes it wouldn't get on. But that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So welcome back to Ridin Pine. This is Chronicles of the Fourth Line with Punchy Langer in summertime. We got some big shows planned up. We got lots of good topics to hit. We're going to come back with another one early next week, and we're going to keep firing on all cylinders. And we're going to get started with the first period here, but it looks like Somerville may have gone for another shift.
Frozen in time.
He's frozen in time. It's just summer.
Punchy Langer in the summertime. And he's gone.
And it's back to us.
All right. Now
So
get
who-
rid of that guy.
I know. Once we get rid of him. So what do you remember about wrestling, man, when you were a kid?
Well, Saturday Night main event. That was the big one. But Saturday night was, as you mentioned, hockey. So after I was playing tabletop with Dad, from 7 till 8 on the local station was Maple Leaf Wrestling, and it took place at Maple Leaf Gardens. And I remember it because it was a big ramp. But wrestling back in the day was way different than it is now. So the thing about Saturday main event was so awesome. It was always the good guys in it. Because every other wrestling show was like a good guy, and they were all jobbers. And
Yeah.
always
Like
jobbers.
they were like the Brooklyn Brawler. Like
Yes.
he was one of the best
Steve Lombardi.
jobbers. Was that his real name?
Yeah, Steve Lombardi, the Brooklyn Brawler. And then there was Iron Mike Sharp, and he was a big Canadian guy. He was hunchback, and there's Barry O. And
We were talking.
yeah.
Summer, we missed you, buddy. What'd the coach make you do this time?
Go get some towels. A little bit of water.
Towels.
So,
Towels. Well, we're talking about the Brooklyn Brawler. You remember that
Oh,
fella?
geez,
Steve Lombardi.
Yeah.
Steve Lombardi. Was Steve Lombardi the Brooklyn Brawler?
He was. He was a jobber, but he kind of had a handle, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because he get knocked out like in the first few minutes. So
Oh,
he's like,
yeah.
Oh, right.
He-
He was the... Okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys.
Yeah, you know, because we
Oh,
were
yeah.
saying, like, back in the day, like, you never
Like
saw
it's-
good wrestlers fight each other. It was always,
No.
like, some big name and, like,
That's
some...
right.
Yeah.
Nobody would just get
Against the Brooklyn Brawler, his lifetime record's like 42 and 106.
Yeah, but that's, like some would make a name for themselves.
Yeah.
He
used to come out in like blue jeans and a tattered white shirt.
And like a leather cheese cutter too.
Yeah.
Because he used to brawl people in Brooklyn.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Right. Steve Lombardi. He was like an 80s gang member.
He's wielding a knife with a greasy head of hair.
Yeah, he's terrible.
So we're gonna move right into the first period here. Now that you got some towels for the coach here in his good gracious, so
I'm good to go here.
You got some time on the pine. So here we go.
All right.
And the first period is underway.
First period. I'm assuming
the first match.
Yeah, right. Okay. I tell you, getting ready for this episode certainly brought back a lot of memories. I remember wrestling was Sunday, was it not?
Oh yeah,
WWF.
Well, would that be the edited version of Saturday night's main event though?
No.
Wouldn't it be?
No.
On Sunday?
Like a house show or something.
No, it was.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe it was Saturday afternoon. Like, when was wrestling on TV for you guys?
Well, I was saying I used to watch Maple Leaf Wrestling on Saturday nights between 7 and 8 because then Hockey Night Canada came on at 8. And it was kind of grainy and gritty. But I think you're right. There might have been a Sunday show because it wasn't on in the week or anything.
No. Not until later. Monday Night Raw happened. And then,
Nitro.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Forgot about that.
Monday Nitro.
Monday Nitro.
Was it
well,
not Monday Night Raw?
They used to be big rivals, eh? Like the way WCW and
yes, that's right.
That was the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah,
that's right. The wrestling wars.
Right.
Yeah,
In the late 90s.
There was a lot of crossover
some stuff tonight.
Yeah, there was cross. Okay, all right. Well, look, I was WWF. In my
we all were.
Yeah, worship wrestling days. Yes.
Then,
before
the Panda won the fight.
The Panda.
Sorry.
I don't. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't get that one. Should I?
Have you ever seen the new WWF logo?
Oh, right.
Yes. Right. It was the World Wildlife Foundation. Is it not a? It's a panda, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully,
Sorry,
we
boys.
get shut down for. Anyways, World Wrestling Federation ruled for me. But
Mark Mizzy and Wani are not going to shut us down. Get us shut down.
Yeah, right. Thanks, boys. Thank you. Hopefully
hey, we got three online right now.
Right.
Don't know who you are though, but say hi, guys.
Hey, boys. Hey. Yeah. All right. So
right.
WWF, WCW. As I was reading through Wikipedia about all the history and stuff, and it's quite a history, through the early it was like late 70s, early 80s is really when it started to pick up steam, and there was things out of like Georgia and some of the southern states, and
there was different regions.
It was
a regional thing back in the day. Yeah, it was a regional. Yeah. And guys weren't allowed to go and be poached to different organizations. Like they had this rule, you couldn't do that because you go into you could go to another state from another company, and that would be the big draw.
Yeah.
So, anyways, WWF was my thing. So, I guess looking at the long list of names I've got here, bringing back some of the craziest memories, man. And then their finishing moves and stuff. Last week's episode on nicknames, man. Oh, wrestling's got some good ones. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. It's always the something or other, or okay. So I don't know. Look, I can go. Man, what a list of names I got here. I've got a bit of a quiz as well. If you guys want to do that one, what else we got here? Oh, it's a big long quiz, actually. Yeah, all right. Well, look, let's just go down my list of names, and you guys just stop me whenever here. So ultimately with WWF,
Ultimate Warrior.
the king of
Oh, wait.
wrestling.
Sorry. That wasn't a question. Sorry.
Well, he slots right in there, doesn't he? Though.
You
But-
said ultimately, so I just
Of course.
started.
Yeah. Hulkamania, right, took over the world. Everybody knew who the Hulk
The
was.
Hulkster.
Yeah, Hulkster,
I-
Hulkamania, brothers and sisters.
14-inch python.
Man,
Yeah. Eat your vitamins. Say your prayers.
oh, God.
Alright.
Yeah. And like Hulk, he lasted the generations, right? My generation and the next generation. He became Hollywood Hulk, didn't he? Right?
Yeah, when he went to WCW with the NWO,
That's right.
He became a
Right.
he became a heel. So it was kind of like real
Yeah.
American hero to like he was a dick.
That's right.
Yeah.
His dyed,
right.
his dyed beard and his black.
Yeah, they
head,
call
you
them know,
his
baby
skullet.
faces and heels. He
Heels,
went from
yeah.
baby face to heel.
Yeah,
Is that a saying? No.
yeah. So Babyface is the good guy, and he
Right.
was
The
the
baby face
biggest,
is the good guy.
Right.
Like he was the '80s when it came to wrestling.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
personified
Oh,
wrestling, in the
And he
80s.
would Hulk out, right? He would get down. He's getting beat up, and then up comes the arm. The arm would come up. Yeah. And that,
Yeah. And you get the whole crowd. Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Do you remember
Yeah.
his fit? Do you remember his
Oh,
finish
oh,
move? Because
man.
it was the worst ever.
Was that the leg? It was the leg drop, wasn't
It
it?
was the big boot
No, it was the big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
off the rope and then the big leg
Leg
drop.
drop,
Like it was
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
The big boot, and then he probably slipped like 5 discs over
It's
his
right up there
career
with the
from
peop-
doing the leg drop.
Straight
Seen
up
this
there with
thing.
the people's elbow, which is a terrible move as well with Rock.
Yeah, that's a crowd. That's a crowd
Takes the-
bumper upper
takes
too.
the elbow pad off, does a little shimmy shake, and then drops it on his forehead. Terrible. Anyway,
That's hilarious.
Hulkamania.
Right. Yes. Hulkamania. Yeah. Right.
I guess you got to start it there, right?
Yeah, and then it sort of branches out. But I'll name Andre the Giant number 2 as probably for me was Hulk's ultimate rival.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't around all that long, Andre, in the grand scheme of things, and compared to Hulk was he was around too long. You know what I mean? Have you? Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
I think Andre was WrestleMania 3, and it was about body slamming him. That was the big deal.
Yeah.
That's right.
Trying to get him slammed.
Yeah, that was the thing that started Hulkamania was his body slam on Andre the Giant.
I remember
Like,
almost being
Like
freaked
you
out.
remember that WrestleMania when they came in and they were on like little individual rings,
Yeah,
like
that was
riding
at,
through the crowd.
That was. I think that was WrestleMania 6 at the Sky Dome. That was in Toronto,
Really?
and they had
yeah.
the mini rings, and they came out.
Because it was a long trek to the rink
Yeah.
of a base,
the
like
ring.
at a baseball diamond.
Oh,
yeah, to get up.
right.
Because it's only so big.
See, I
so
think
much
WrestleMania
smaller.
started in 1985, but it started, I think, a couple of years before that with Rocky 3. You guys remember Rocky 3?
Yep.
And Terry Bollea, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan, was in it and
Clubber
fought
Lang.
Rocky.
Was he Clubber Lang? Or no,
yeah,
that was
it was
Mr.
Mr. T. It was Clubber Lang. But
Yeah.
there was a scene in it where there was Greg Valentine and Hulk Hogan, before he was Hulk Hogan, were wrestling, and they fought Hogan. And that became the premise of the first WrestleMania at Madison Square Garden in 85. Because it was Hogan and Mr. T
Yeah.
versus Piper and Cowboy Bob Orton.
Ooh, Cowboy Bob Orton, but Rowdy Roddy.
There was a
Piper.
few. That's what blurred the lines, because it was a movie, but it kind of spilled into real life. And then Vince said, we got to make a WrestleMania, and they did. So it was this. This was back when we didn't know wrestling was fake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
That's
we
right.
didn't know.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then Hogan. So it kinda started
Everybody
there.
else knew.
Yeah, exactly. And then Hogan fought Bundy at WrestleMania 2, King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And he always wanted the 5 count when he'd pin guys. And then
My
he had
fa-
Andre in
Oh,
WrestleMania
really?
3.
I don't remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like what you're saying though about it being a show. I remember when there was like shows on wrestling each week. So like when the show was on, it'd be like, oh, what's going on in the barbershop? And it'd be like one of the wrestlers, and it'd be like Brutus Beefcake's barbershop. And he'd have one of the wrestlers in the chair, and he'd be like, yeah, and Piper's Pit.
And
You remember? There was even the Undertaker's one, too, right?
With Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Today, Undertaker.
Yeah, exactly. I used to love that when they had those like individual shows. Anyway, sorry.
I remember that was the one where the Rockers split up because Shawn Michaels threw Marty Jannetty through a window, and we were shocked because we're like, "Oh my God, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Go to school and you tell your buddies, "Did you see what happened?"
So where are we? We're steering off the path
No,
here.
man, we're only that's wicked.
Oh yeah.
He was freaky.
This is all
man.
real life.
He was freaky, right? Like he had no chin. It was just like a little bump, you know. And oh my God, he was so out of shape. That guy. I'm surprised he's not dead already. He was just a
He
giant.
is dead.
Oh, he is dead. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Of course.
But then again, he's in the corner of a guy who we are led to believe is actually dead. The Undertaker was a dead person, standing in the shadows, and we're like, how can you allow a dead person to
on
wrestle?
TV?
Because he's dead.
Yeah.
You can't beat him. He's already dead.
That's right.
The Undertaker had like a great gimmick though. He had like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like his gimmick was wicked.
Marty
And he was like
Holloway.
he's like the stereotypical company man too, right? He was like a lifer.
He's a
been around a long
big, tall man. You know, he's a unit. You know, like Andre the Giant, sort of big. You know, like fucking what's his name? The Big Boss Man, King Kong Bundy.
Oh.
You know?
The big boss man. He's a cop,
Yeah, that's right.
and he carries a nightstick.
That's right. And that was
and
his,
he jabs it into your bread basket.
as he after he handcuffs you to the ropes, man. Boom,
Laser
boom,
beating
boom.
on you.
That's right.
And Bobby the Brain Heenan, for some reason, thinks this is all completely legal.
That's right. That's right. You know, like, I mean, you know, at one point he would have like handcuffed a black man, you know, a black man wrestler to the ropes and given him, like, imagine that happening these days. Could you? No.
Yeah.
You know. Like,
Well, it's all tits and
no,
ass
that-
now.
right.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
So,
well, it was
whatever.
back. I guess it was a little bit back then. You know, Elizabeth. So next on my list was Macho Man.
A little bit back. A little bit back then, I remember there being a guy, the Godfather, who used to get walked in by his hose. You remember that?
But that was a little bit later, right? Like,
And then there was Kamala. He was the Ugandan headhunter. He came in with like war paint, and he was let in, I think, on a chain because he was a savage. And like one of the head shrinkers was just, like pulled
That's
this,
right.
led this guy in, like, and he didn't speak English. He just made noises and wow,
It's like a caged animal.
wow, can't do that anymore. And Papa Shango, remember him?
Papa Shango?
See,
Yeah.
yes, see, look, those
He's
were
like the voodoo guy.
early.
He was the spooky. He put a spell on a guy or something at the end.
Shrunk his head or something.
Yeah.
He had like some sort of magic bag with dust in it or something. This is completely all real when you're a kid, though. By the way, this is really happening.
Papa Shango.
It is. It's real life. Like I used to love. Did you have the little ring? Did you have like the toys?
I had the heavy
any of the
rubber.
yeah,
wrestling.
the heavy ones.
They were heavy rubber.
Super heavy rubber. Yeah.
My friend had the ring, but I had a couple of wrestlers.
Those things were vicious.
Yeah, they were vicious, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never didn't have one, but I remember.
You just end up hitting each other.
Yeah,
That's right.
Because that's how you wrestled with toys, is you just smashed into each other.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's wrestling.
Whose ever
Yeah.
hand like hurt the most would eventually lose, you know. But,
And then we lit one on fire. I think it was Big John Studd, just to see how long it would take to melt it.
Big John Studd.
Big John's.
Great nickname.
I think that was the first one that I ever got because, like, you know, you never got Hulk Hogan because he was always sold out.
Yeah.
So you get Big John Studd for Christmas instead.
What about this one in that sort of era? The Iron Sheik. Now,
Ah.
he
He was like, I consider him kind of like Hogan's almost number one nemesis.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hogan won his first championship.
Yes,
On
that's
Saturday night's main event, I saw it when he beat the Iron Sheik with Nikolai Volkov in his corner.
There you
That's
go.
right. So the Iron Sheik and Nikolai were a tag team, and like the more research I did, they were more like actually awesome tag team. Those guys were. They were feared. They were really good, you know. But I don't remember that. That was a bit before I guess I was really into it, you know. Like, don't get me wrong. Some of the guys I know were fucking into it, man. Would tell you every little thing about everybody, what day, what time. I'm not one of those guys. I was a fan, but I was not a super fan.
Did you try and pull wrestling moves on your buddies?
Oh, fuck yeah, of course, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Oh my two older cousins. So we had Brandon, who growing up was probably about 6'2" and like 3 bills. And then my other cousin Johnny, who's the same size, and they were a tag team, like combined weight like 600, 650 easy. And they had in our family it's like 9 straight years or something like that of boys. So they just had like little cousins to just dump all over furniture, like at holidays and stuff, and they tried every move in the book on us. They had just a constant stream of young kids to beat on and do all the moves too. So we would learn everything, and they were the ones that would watch us because they're a couple years older, and we'd be able to watch Saturday night's main event over at the house. Right. They'd be babysitting us. The parents would go out. You know?
That's it. Yeah, like I remember taking the cushions off the couches, the sofa.
Yeah.
And, you know, you'd put like a sheet or two over them, right, so they wouldn't get all falling apart. And then you'd make your fucking mad in your ring. It was wicked. And you'd suplex your friends, and you'd do the clotheslines. And so, like, honestly, out of all the moves that, you know, you could try, because, you know, some of the finishing moves, you just way too dangerous to try unless you were, I don't know, a victim. But I do have a story about a poor victim when we're talking about wrestling moves. But the figure 4 leg lock was an absolute painful.
It's
like,
designed to break your
finishing
leg.
move. It is, and for real, hurts like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple finishers you know they don't hurt.
There was a guy in our school, he was a bit younger, and he was a complete dick. His name was Bobby Abel, and he was mean and nasty, and he was a dick, but he was a couple years younger than us. And I remember after school, I was at the playground, and these 2 guys waited for him when he walked at the door and jumped him. And they went and had to go, and one of them pile-drived him on the sidewalk.
Whoa.
And I remember thinking, oh my God, you just killed him. He wasn't dead. He got up and swore and flipped the bird and ran away.
What's the pile driver? Like head between the legs and then fall, like sit down sort of thing? Like
So there's not the tombstone. Like your legs are straight out in front of you when you drop them on your head.
Yeah.
The pile driver
it's
you land on
now, I think.
The pile driver you land on your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not on your knees.
That's
like
right.
You land on your butt, and the guy's head's under, under the level of your legs.
Like,
that's what happened to you.
Right? Like,
somebody did that to. Was it Stone Cold?
Yeah, I think that's right. Broke his neck.
I think it was Owen Hart, wasn't it? I think it was Owen.
Right.
I think it was Owen Hart did that to Stone Cold and broke his neck. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dangers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, so same sort of thing. I was out playing mini hockey, like in primary school, playing mini hockey out in the wintertime on the ice, and one of the kids walked out, and one of my buddies, quote-unquote, at the time anyways, DDT'd him on the ice. His head, like, smacked him. It was crazy, man. It made such a scary thud. I thought he killed him as well. But got up screaming and ran home. But and then, you know, about a half hour, 20 minutes later, an ambulance sort of pulled up, like passing the school where we were at. You know, so it wasn't good, man. But yeah, so the dangers of wrestling, right, and copying.
Yeah,
that
copying it.
that was like an eye opener for me. After that, I was like, "Ooh, okay, maybe we'll just dial it back a little bit here." But
I'll be power slamming guys off of cars,
that's.
superplexing guys.
But
off
that
of
you know,
swing
some of them were good, like
climbers.
the suplex, the body slam. What else we got? What else was pretty good? Like, you know, you could get away with the throat chops, right? If they were done right, you know, somebody would hit you a little bit higher, like, "Hey, fuck off," you know. But
You could clothesline somebody and
clothesline, yeah.
give him a roundhouse
Well-
kick, or
I remember like being in elementary school and like at recess we would go out and it'd be the sand pit, and the sand pit was like up against the fence, and we'd do like the whole like throw the guy off the rope. So you like toss him, he takes 2 steps, bounces off the fence, comes back to the sand pit, and you clothesline him or do whatever move right there.
Yeah.
It was like a sand, and it would be like kind of like what you were saying before, Langer, like about being like 100 on 100, and you just tag a guy in, and we just do that for 15 minutes on our recess. Yeah, and we were every different guy you could think of, every guy that we watched the past weekend.
we used to have big brawls in grade. So my school, we had 2 schoolyards. So it was kindy to grade 3 was the little kids' yard, and then 4 to 8 was the big kids' yard. And we'd go down on the field because our school's on a hill, and the 7s and 8s would be down there, and it would be like against, you know, the 4, 5s, and 6s, and it would just be like a huge Royal Rumble, and somebody'd always get hurt and stuff. But we just did it though. Like
Yeah.
we didn't think shouldn't be doing this. They get an
Royal
announcement,
No.
but we just that's what you do. It's like we'd go and they'd have these big snowbanks in the parking lot, and we'd try and climb up these big snowbanks, and the older kids would stand at the top and just chuck us off.
Yeah,
Nice.
Nice.
But we do it because we know that we're going to be in grade 8 one day, and we get to start.
that's right.
We get to do it. Yeah.
I
We
mean,
get
it
to
didn't
do it
hurt
too,
that
yeah.
much, right? You know, we'd fall into snow, right? Or you loved it. You loved it.
Chipped a tooth or bloody nose.
Okay,
Chip it
all
to-
right.
yeah.
I'm gonna run through a list of guys here, and then we're gonna get to the quiz. All right. So, what do I got? Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh,
He's still going too.
is he? What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he is, man.
Jim Duggan.
Yeah,
Still
he's still
going.
going.
Is he still 2
He's
by
still
4?
going.
I don't know if he's in. I don't know if he's in
American
the. I don't know if he's in the
WWE.
in the WWE anymore, but
So, made his way.
I'm
down.
sure.
might
I'm
come
sure.
up with some-
I'm sure he's going in some farmer's shed in
That's right.
Wheeling, West Virginia for $600.
All right.
Yeah,
what was
if
was
that.
his? Oh no. Okay, we won't get that. All right. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Ultimate Warrior, which we've mentioned. So, Ricky the Steamboat Dragon. I love that one.
Ricky
Yeah.
the Dragon Steamboat.
Is it
That
the
dude's a
Dragon
legend.
Steamboat?
Yeah, he was the Dragon Steamboat. Yeah, Ricky the Dragon.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He's a legend for
He
sure.
used to fight Don Morocco a lot. The
Don.
Marvelous. What is it? The Marvelous Don Morocco or whatever.
Marvelous Don Morocco.
Magnificent. Oh, my friends are going to
Magnificent.
yell at me if I get it wrong.
Yeah. You just don't want to hurt
They're-
anyone
they're-
right there. Yeah.
They're going to call me. I know. Someone's going to start getting phone calls.
Got it wrong. All right.
That's why we do the show so late, because we're
Yeah,
never
no
we're
one's
never
watching
right.
or listening.
Yeah, no.
Who we got?
It's always
Ric
after the
Flair.
fact.
Woo!
Woo!
$1 Million Man. I remember
Ted DiBiase.
he'd always like stick $100 bill down or stuff them down somebody's throat after.
Who
the
is
match.
this manager?
It was
No, that was Ravishing Rick Rude, wasn't it?
no.
That used to-
He would pick a girl from the crowd and then make.
Oh,
her with
that's
her,
right.
Yeah.
Stop the music. I want all you fat, overweight, disgusting slobs to shut up while I take off my robe so you can see what a real man looks
That's
like.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
And he'd have like
Awesome.
a picture of Elizabeth of the Ultimate Warrior on his trunks.
That's right.
So
eh?
he
Yeah.
his ass.
Yeah. That's right.
He'd bring a girl out of the crowd and he would like kiss her and like
Yeah.
lay her down on the mat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously
Ravishing
paid
Rick.
for it. I don't know. But anyways. Okay.
Ravishing Rick.
Davy Boy Smith.
Uh-huh.
The British
He was his tag
Bulldog.
partner.
Oh, British Bulldogs.
Yeah, it was
We'll
tag
get to
partner.
that. We'll get to that.
What's that?
Yeah, we'll get to
I
that.
was going to say it
Davies.
was... Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dynamite
Yeah,
Kid,
yeah,
bro.
that's
Dynamite
the,
Kid,
the
that's right.
Dynamite Kid, yeah. All right.
The British Bulldogs are like my favorite. They're on my list. I got to mark them off now because we've already talked about them.
Mr. Perfect, Junkyard Dog, Jake the Snake. Roberts.
Snake Man.
What was his finishing move?
His finishing move was a DDT, and then he'd pull out Damien and put Damien on top of him.
And who was terrified of the snake? You remember?
Oh, wasn't it the million? No.
Everybody?
George
Honky Tonk
Chandler
Man
Steele.
didn't like it. Oh, yeah, George, yeah.
He used to eat the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
He had green tongue.
Yeah, yeah,
was super
green
hairy.
tongue, yeah. Super hairy. Super hairy.
Sergeant Slaughter. Remember Sergeant?
Yep.
He
Worst
came in.
bacon strip
Yeah.
haircut of all
Yeah,
time.
that's right. Eh?
Awful.
Jesse.
He was better when he came back though. Like Sergeant Slaughter when he came back as like one of the guys.
Yeah.
When he came back as like
just Slaughter.
he wasn't really a fighter anymore. He was like just behind the scenes and like
No, he
in
was
the,
like an
in the
executive
promos.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Anyways.
I don't remember that.
Because
Okay.
you got to remember, you forget, like in the 80s, a lot of the wrestling storylines were influenced by what was happening in the world.
Yeah.
So, like, in the 80s, there was the problem with the Russians, like, invading Czechoslovakia and the whole Iranian-Contra thing with Iron Sheik. And, there was the war going on. So they like pushing army guys because that sells in the States, right?
Yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah, it's true too. We
it's
keep
smart,
up with
right?
current events too.
Yeah, no. All right, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko. Those are like three classic ones.
Yeah, it's WC. They were, they were good.
WCW.
Were they?
Yes.
Chris Benoit was WWF. Was
Later.
he?
Afterwards.
Was he?
And
Oh,
you
right.
remember what happened to him, though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's passed, right? Yeah. No?
Killed his whole family. And then
Yeah, he killed his
himself.
whole family and then killed himself.
Okay.
There's a crazy documentary about that.
Brain damage and just messed up.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah,
The dangers
Is
of
it-
wrestling.
yeah. There's a crazy doco about that with Eddie Guerrero and
He's
Chavo
gone, too.
Guerrero and that. Yeah. But
All
yeah,
right.
crazy.
Tito Santana, King Kong Bundy, fucking Big John Studd. Yeah, they're Jimmy Superfly.
Jimmy Snuka.
Oh, there goes another guy off my list.
Yeah.
No shoes off the top of the cage. Top
Yeah.
of the cage, no shoes.
Dude, anybody
Savage.
who will do what he did in a cheetah-colored Speedo,
That's right.
I give props to.
Yeah.
Because he was jumping 10 feet, 11 feet
Doing the
gaps
super
before
fly?
anybody was doing it.
Yeah.
Like he would lay a dude out on the one side of the ring, go to the far post, and hit him.
Yeah, he
Like
would.
he was a beauty.
He was a ledger.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dino Bravo. I remember
Yeah,
watching
Canadian.
this guy,
Yeah.
set, quote unquote, set the wrestling world record for the bench press. It was something like 470 pounds. It wasn't anything light, but I remember being amazed.
He was killed by gangsters in Quebec. Read his story. It's insane.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was like
No
a weird,
way.
crazy drug dealer went wrong. He's like the Rock Machine or some Quebec gang killed him.
What?
No
Real,
way.
real sketchy, man. Yeah, look
Really,
it up.
eh?
It's insane.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. I imagine
The
it'd
listeners
take
will have a look at that.
quite a bit to put that guy down.
Oh, just a bullet will do, I think.
I'd imagine it'd be a few of them. He was a unit, man, Dino Bravo.
He was a
Yeah.
thick man.
Yeah. All right. So, $1 Million Man, he had a bodyguard. What was his name?
I can't remember.
Can't remember.
Victor? Virgil.
And he would stand behind the $1 Million Man and say nothing.
That's right.
And he would
Yeah.
just pull out bills.
Bills, that's right.
Yeah, he had a briefcase, right?
Well, no, I think that was IRS that had the briefcase.
The IRS.
Oh,
So
yes,
that was
that's
gonna be
right.
my
IRS.
last. That's right.
IRS, that's right.
Virgil
yeah.
used to wear a tuxedo shirt with no sleeves. And
Yes.
like a red bow tie.
And he
would
looked like Debo from the movie Friday.
That's right.
Who was Zeus?
That's
He was a
right.
wrestler.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tiny Lister.
Debo. Oh man.
I'm just coming to get my bike. I want it back.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we're going to get into nicknames and finishing moves here, okay? All right, so we'll give points out for, I'll give you the wrestler, you give me the
I'm
finishing
getting
move.
100,000 points tonight.
Okay.
All right.
All right, first question. So I'll give you the name. What's this guy's finishing move? The Iron Sheik.
Oh, the camel clutch.
Bam.
Yes, well done.
Nice punch. All
The
right.
curly boots.
Yeah, I think I might do all right at this.
All
Actually.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go with Nikolai Volkov.
Oh, I have no idea what his finishing move was.
No.
Nikolai Volkov. It wasn't a full Nelson, wasn't it?
He did do it. Well, strangely enough, well, maybe this was the Iron Sheik. He also had the Iranian drop. Was what was listed.
All right.
I found. But
I do remember Camel Clutch, though. Well done, Punch.
Camel clutch is definitely.
Because I think I did that on somebody at school.
All right.
Oh, that was my schoolyard move for sure.
Yeah.
In the
didn't
sandpit,
even know that.
that was my finisher.
That was an accessible wrestling move to do on somebody.
Mine was just
Yeah, and you know you're not going to hurt him
all right. Okay. Give me
unless you
the
pull on his chin
names,
too hard.
first and last name of this tag team duo, the
Go.
Rockers.
Marty Jannetty and
Shawn Michaels.
Michael Hickenbottom. That's right, Shawn Michaels.
All right. So I'll give you each a point for one.
We'll see if we can do that, Lang. You
Yeah.
name one, I'll name the other.
All right. Good one. Yeah. See, I had trouble remembering Marty Jannetty. I knew it was Marty something. I was like, oh, what is it? But
no.
Yeah, I remembered. Anyway,
Marty Jannetty was the Rockers. If not, it was just Shawn Michaels.
it was Shawn. Yeah,
He went
but
solo. He
Shawn-
went solo.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
He turned bad.
'Cause he
as
threw
well.
through a
was
window.
Like a bad boy. That's
Yeah,
right.
they gave him the
Yeah.
sweet chin music on one of those little show things, and then he went through the window.
I didn't. It was strange when they sort of switched. But anyways, all right.
We name dropped him in Warmies too there.
Nice.
Summer.
You what? Name dropped him.
We
Oh,
name
yes.
dropped Jannetty at the warm ups.
That's right. That's right. That's true, eh? Okay. Name these duos, or this duo, sorry, I should say. Demolition.
Axe
Oh, smash,
and
crush.
thank you.
Damn, right. Okay. I thought you guys were going to get Axe and Smash, and I was going to give you a bonus question for the mystery third one. I remember
No
Crush, but
way.
only until I actually saw it.
I actually, in researching today's episode, saw a little history on them, in the fact that they started as a tag team in, was it 87? They started as a tag team, and as late as 2019, man, they're still together, still wrestling on the indie circuit. Like, that's
Yep.
pretty insane. Like, nearly
One of the
45
But they're not,
years.
because they
All
went
time.
from Demolition to something else.
No, Legion of Doom was another.
No,
tag.
you're-
Legion of Doom.
You're right. They broke up for a little bit. Yeah, Legion of Doom was a different tag team, though.
Hawk and
Yeah.
Animal. Yeah, they were
Hawk
different.
and Animal, that's right.
And they wore the
Yeah.
football pads with the
No.
giant
That's
spikes
right,
on them.
yeah.
The road
right.
road warrior, the road
Yeah,
warrior
Road
and animal.
Warriors.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Road
weird.
Warriors, Legion
yeah.
of Doom.
All right. Give me the names of this tag team duo. The Bushwhackers. Oh, wait.
From New Zealand.
All right, yeah, go for it. What is it?
They're from New Zealand.
Yep.
And?
Do they have names?
Yeah.
Oh, Butch.
Yeah.
Bro and
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
Butch.
Cuz.
Butch is one of them.
Cuzzy, bro.
Yeah.
Butch.
Who's the other one? Butch and they used to lick each other on the face.
That's right.
Yeah, I know.
On the forehead,
Yeah.
eh?
Gross.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, always drooling
Who was
everywhere.
it? Butch and someone's getting right in.
Somebody write it in,
No.
please. Give it
Somebody
to
will
us.
help us here.
Right. Okay. So it's Luke. Yeah.
Luke and Butch. There you go.
Ah, Luke and Butch. Yes. Okay.
Bushwhackers.
All right. Well, let's go back to Demolition. What was their finishing move? What was it called?
Was it a tandem move? Did somebody get
They,
put
like
in a backbreaker and then someone jumped off a rope and
I can't remember. We'd have to. We'll pop it up once I get a free hand here. But Can you remember the name? No, for an extra bonus, 5 points.
Oh man, I really need those
Win the
5
game
points.
right here, you know. Right, going. No, it was called the Demolisher.
The Demolisher.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No idea.
No.
I
All
can't
right.
even think of what it looks like.
What about the Bushwhackers? What was their finishing move called?
Oh, it was the battering ram, wasn't it?
Bam! Extra
Did he
5.
take the one guy
Yeah.
in a headlock
Didn't he-
and he would
he
run
slings-
across the ring? He put a guy in a headlock and then
Yeah.
he would run across the ring and he'd hit the guy in the gutter.
That's right.
100%.
That's right.
That's exactly what they do.
That's right. Okay. These two appeared a little bit later, but they were big friggin' units, man. Natural disaster.
Disasters?
Yeah. What were
Oh,
their
yeah.
names? The
Typhoon?
wrestling. What's
An
that?
earthquake.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
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 And wasn't I keep thinking of Hakeem, the African Dream, who was like the big fat white guy with the yellow, with the blue outfit with the big picture of Africa on it.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
It was like such a piss take.
Okay, yes, I do remember that.
And Earthquake was like the fattest, most out of shape trailer park dirtbag. And he'd jump around the ring. He'd stomp around. This is an earthquake.
Yeah.
And then
that's
sit
right.
on your head.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, you'd sit on your chest.
You'd waddle between the ropes and then sort of jump and sit on your face, man. Yeah, crush you. Oh, my God. All right, give me the name of this tag team duo, the Hart Foundation.
Yes. Okay,
Jim the Anvil Neihart.
Jimmy the Anvil Neihart.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was full
British.
on, man. He was intense.
Yeah, he was intense.
I mean,
And
they
then,
all
you
were
know,
intense.
Brett.
He was super.
Who was the
intense.
manager?
Sorry.
Who was the manager of the Hart Foundation?
Was it me?
Oh, it was the Mouth of the South.
Mouth
Wasn't
of
it?
the South. That's
Jimmy
right.
Hart.
Yeah, bro.
Jimmy Hart. That's who I'm thinking about, not me.
The Mouth of the South.
Jimmy Hart. Yeah, he was intense too. Woo ha! Like I just remember him jumping around everywhere, like with his megaphone. Didn't he have the
He had
megaphone?
the megaphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hearts on
yeah.
it.
With the hearts all over it. Yeah.
That's right.
What did the manager do other than like provide them with a foreign object or create a distraction?
That's right. That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
get knocked
Yeah.
out.
Slide you a chair.
There was a few of that. Eh? Yeah.
That's what they did. Slide you chairs.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. For an extra 5 bonus points, what was the Hart Foundation's finishing move called?
Obviously a tag move.
Oh, did they have one?
According
I know, like,
to the website I
individual-
was looking at, yeah.
Individual guys had them for sure. I don't know.
No,
I don't know. Let's
know.
guess here.
No.
Let's use some knowledge.
Yeah.
Heart attack.
What?
Was it the heart
The
attack?
heart
It
attack?
was the heart
Was
attack.
that- was it?
Yeah, that's
Was it the heart attack?
It was the
Oh,
heart
okay.
Just guessing.
That was a good dart that you just threw there.
Gotta go with the name of the team.
Yeah,
so.
good work.
You
good
just
work.
totally
Yeah.
fired a dart at the board and hit a bullseye.
Boom. Yeah, eyes closed.
What else we got?
All right. Name this duo, the British Bulldogs.
Oh, Davey Boy Smith.
Yep.
Dynamite Kid.
And the Dynamite Kid. All right. Bam, bam. All right. The Fabulous
We're destroying this quiz.
Yeah, it's great.
The
This is,
Fabulous
this is what we've
Rougeos.
trained for our whole
Yeah,
life.
that's right. Exactly.
Jacques.
Yeah,
Oh, the Fabulous Rougeau brothers.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Jacques and Raymond.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's right.
And I think they were the Quebecers at one point.
That's right. Exactly.
I believe that's
All
true.
right. Darn it!
Was
I
that the next-
didn't say that was going to be a bonus 5 points, but I didn't get a chance to say it. You took it away.
And of course they were heels because they're from Quebec.
Heels.
That's the stereotype of wrestling. This is how we learned about different cultures. That if you're
Yep.
French, you're a heel. You're bad.
Yep.
If you're from Africa, you're a savage.
Yeah.
If you're a cop, you beat people up.
You're from Russia. You wear a furry hat.
That's
Yeah.
right. I've never heard.
And he
of
wants
the
to sing
term
the
heel.
anthem.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, baby faces and heels.
Baby faces and heels. That's what wrestling's all about.
right.
Black and white world.
Jeez, man. All right.
You're gonna learn today.
What was the fabulous Rougeau brothers finishing move called?
Le Poutin.
The pout-
The poutine.
I could go for
Le
Putin
poutine.
right now. I tell you, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
I know. I
The
haven't
frog
last night,
stop.
No, it was called the
frog stomp.
Cannonball Crash. All right.
The cannonball crash.
Actually. Something to do with the War
this
of
tag
1812 or something, maybe?
The Dream Team.
Oh, the Dream Team.
This is like
Was-
make believe. Like these were two singles that sort of came together to make a tag team.
Okay, so the Mega Powers, that was Hogan and Macho Man.
That's true. The Rock and Sock, who was Mankind and the Rock. That's the all-time tag team.
No, all right,
the
you're
Rock
way off.
and
You're
the
way
Sock.
off. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I know. I know it's not Rock and
No.
Sock. I know
Brutus
it's
the
not
Barber
Rock and Sock.
Beefcake and Greg
Okay,
the Hammer
yeah.
Valentine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was one of the earliest tag teams
Yeah.
I remember seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Because he
that-
wasn't
shoulda-
the Barber
I shoulda
yet, he was
known that
just
too.
Brutus Beefcake.
Brutus Beefcake.
I should.
Oh,
I
yeah,
should.
that's
I should have
right.
known that.
That's
yeah.
right.
the
He
barber.
wasn't the barber yet.
Didn't have the shears yet.
That's
I'd ask my dad
right.
what
Oh, he
beefcake meant.
He was still in school. He was still in
He's
school trying to
like-
become a
yeah,
barber.
That's right. All
He had to
right.
get his tickets to open up the shop.
The Twin Towers.
That was the Big Boss Man.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, and was it Akeem?
Yes. Bam. Bam. Nice one. All right. Okay. Okay. In WrestleMania 1, the main event was a tag team duo.
Yep.
I think we might have covered this one, but
We've already mentioned it.
Who were the teams?
Well, I'll do the heel team.
All
So
right.
that was Cowboy Bob Orton, and Rowdy
Yep.
Roddy Piper.
Yep. Yep. That's right. That's right.
Oh man. And we
And
already
Bob
talked
Orton, I
about
think,
this.
I think it's the uncle of Randy Orton. They're related.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who
I
was
think it's
who was the babyface?
I don't know.
Hogan and Mr. T.
Hogan and Mr. T.
Man,
That's right.
that was, yeah, you
Hogan
missed
and
out
Mr.
on
T.
that one. All right.
WrestleMania
Megan
one.
takes that one.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
were no, I
Yeah, you were
Kinda-
you're
I kinda
done. I mean, we
succeeded
talked
that
about it
question
for
to
like
him.
5 minutes already
You
before. All right.
You overthought it.
yeah.
All right. Bonus point. Who is the winner?
I
Oh.
think it was a DQ.
Oh, right. Was it? I got the winner as not. There is a winner.
So it was Hogan and Mr. T, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense because
Yeah.
back in the day, the good guys always had to win.
That's it. That's right. Of
Yeah.
course. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
you
what
knew
made you
the
come
good
back
guy
for
had
more.
to win.
That's why Hogan was
Yeah.
the champion.
Okay,
for
bonus
100
5
years.
points. There was a special referee for that match. Who was it? He actually just sort
Oh.
of stood around the ring. He wasn't allowed in, but he was a special guest referee.
Okay, so Captain Lou Albano was there because
He wasn't
was
allowed in?
He was in
Into the-
Cyndi Lauper's "Girls Just Want to Have
That's
Fun."
right.
Because
Yes,
again,
that's
the
right.
real world wrestling were kind of who was the
Capitalizing,
referee?
yeah. I mean, Vince McMahon was a smart dude, right? He knew how to market the sport. He knew
He did.
the right people
Yeah.
to get in to promote it. Anyways, special referee. No, Muhammad Ali.
Okay,
Wow. Okay.
that was the big thing. That was WrestleMania, the first one.
That's
I
right.
remember didn't Mike Tyson referee like a Stone Cold match once upon a
Yeah,
time too?
Stone Cold Rock. I think that was WrestleMania 20 or 30 or something. I saw that one. That was a good one.
That's my area. I want to chat a little bit about that.
Yeah.
All right, WrestleMania 2. The main event. Or no. Sorry, leading up to the main event was a 20-man battle royale.
Yeah.
It was WWF and what pro sport players involved?
Oh, they're obviously football players.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Vince loves football.
that's right. And the winner of the 20-man battle royale was
William Perry.
Flair?
No.
Was it a wrestler?
It was a
or
wrestler.
like-
It was a wrestler. It was no, it wasn't an NFLer. No.
Now, it wouldn't have been Hogan because he was in the main event.
All right.
Need a clue.
Need a bit of a clue. Give us the guy's finishing move.
I can't remember what his finishing move was. He was the 8th wonder of the world.
Andre.
Andre, yes. He was,
Andre the Giant?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. What was his finishing move then?
Skull Crusher, wasn't it? Wasn't it Skull Crusher? Wasn't it just like you just grab the guy's head and go like that? I'm pretty sure.
Giant did a lot of choke spots, though. If you watch his matches, because of his size, he got tired quick.
Yeah.
So he'd come in, he'd stomp around like Frankenstein, and then he would go and get his arms purposely caught up in the ropes, and he would just sit there.
That's right. Yeah.
And then he'd get up and choke some people, and then he'd get tired, he'd go sit down in the corner again.
Hopefully somebody watches and Googles and tells me if I'm wrong. I think it's a Skull
The
Crusher.
Skull Crusher. All right.
If that, it should be.
All right. Main event. All right. Main event. It was what kind of a match was it? It was a special kind of main
First
event.
one I ever saw.
Yeah.
It's the first time I saw this.
I don't know.
No.
It's in a steel cage.
Oh,
Yeah.
steel cage.
Cage
Nice.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bundy Hogan in a steel cage.
That's right.
And it wasn't like a schoolyard fence. Like
No.
it was
It was a,
No, no.
Yeah.
prison bars.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember them
yeah.
lowering it down,
was
and
like
it
a
was
lion
solid,
cage.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lion cage.
It was.
Because they
It
would
was
climb
a
up
cage.
off the top and like drop down. Like, I mean, this was later. Anyways, yeah, that cage was crazy. All right, and the winner was.
It was Hogan.
Oh yeah, it was Hogan all the way.
It's always Hogan.
Yeah.
Always
Bundy
Hogan.
he was like, yeah, he beat Bundy.
All right, we've covered all these. Okay, I'll finish with my best sort of memory which was when Hogan body slammed the Giant. That was nuts. I've never seen Andre lifted off the ground.
I know.
Like
It was
that.
incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell Hogan. It was an incredible feat for him. It was an incredible feat altogether.
Yeah,
But he was like 460. Andre, like he was huge.
Oh, he was more than that.
Yeah, right.
And he was like, and he was 7'4".
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a good doco on Andre, and because there's health problems, that's why he was so big. But leading up to that match, he'd never lost, and no one had ever body slammed him. So for them to negotiate that to happen was a big, big deal
Yeah.
at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
cool.
All right, and that
let's say
concludes the
it
first.
skyrocketed.
Good work, man.
That was a good period.
Yeah. thank
Climbing
you.
up on a solid hour for
Oh,
the first
damn,
period.
Jesus. Okay.
And
I wanted to keep it short too, but damn.
yeah, you did a great job of
Yeah.
that.
Thanks.
Anyway, so as we fly into the second period, just quickly say congratulations to the Top Cheese for becoming the BHL's champions.
Congratulations, Cheese. Good work. Yep.
And it was a good series, buddy. It was fun.
Yeah, it was, man. It was hard work. You guys won. You deserved it. You're the better team, definitely. Especially, I'll say, in the last game when you were missing quite a few of your, the top end sort of talent. Everybody. You sort of proved that you weren't dependent on your top end talent. You guys came together as a team and beat us fair and square. It was good.
I would properly be gloating, but I didn't get the cup. I got it stolen. It's out on town, so it's being run around. So I'm not going to go too deep into that. So we'll call this an intermission, and we'll slide into the second because I want to get back to wrestling talk.
Yeah.
And for me, okay, there's one guy that you didn't mention from the '80s, and it's Coco Beware.
Coco.
He was-
oh, right.
The
He was on my
Birdman.
list, but yeah.
Coco Beware, the Birdman. He's one guy that from the '80s. I didn't have a lot of dudes from the '80s. I kind of slipped out of wrestling for a bit there. Came back in the early '90s, kind of, and jumped on through. The Attitude Era was much more my era with Stone Cold and The Rock and
Right.
that kind of. When I was watching it, I guess I was a little bit older or whatever. Yeah, DX. Right? And like
Let's get ready to suck it.
And what I love.
See, I sort of lost interest at that point. Yeah, it was.
Okay, for me, like, if you ever did you see Stone Cold though in his heyday, like when he was the gimmick of him going after Vince McMahon and the type of shit that he would do to Vince McMahon was like gold. Like not in the ring, but like I remember once upon a time I got tickets to Monday Night Raw. I went to Monday Night Raw in Buffalo, and it was the show after the previous Monday Night Raw. Stone Cold had like driven into the arena in a beer truck and like hosed like Vince McMahon and his whole family down with like a beer cannon from a truck. And it was like the next week after that, and who was it? It was it was maybe like the Undertaker or somebody like that, but somebody was in a limousine and it got hit by the gravedigger. It got hit by the gravedigger and run over in Buffalo. And like as I was walking,
the monster truck gravedigger.
Yeah, like as I was walking into the arena that night, I seen this limo and it was like all barricaded off, and I was like, "Oh, who's in there?" kind of thing. And then sure enough, they used it later in this stunt, and the gravedigger like ran it over and then like drove off down the street like we had walked up to get there. It was pretty cool. So like back in the day, they used to do like really crazy, like destructive things. Like I remember like Stone Cold filling up Vince McMahon's car with cement and
that's right, I remember that,
making it all explode, and like just like all these gimmicks, and he won a match and became like the owner of like the whole company for like a week, and he was just like,
See, this is what was great. So the fact that it was a weekly show, there had to be a storyline. Yeah. But the thing about the Stone Cold Vince thing that I always thought was crazy was Vince McMahon is Stone Cold's boss. So we're kind of like living vicariously through Stone Cold because he can do all this stuff to his boss.
Yeah, it was
and
like
he still has a job.
Yeah, it was just like a campaign of 2 years of telling your boss to go F himself. Yeah, it was just, and during that time, like some of the matches though, I always liked how matches evolved. Like we were saying, like back, what was it, WrestleMania 3? You'd have the steel cage, and then it evolved, and you got Hell in the Cell. And then you had like the table, ladders, and chairs matches, and then you had like the money in the bank where there's just a thing above the top, and then there's the Lion's Den where you're just like in a wooden hole, and then
I Quit match and.
Or the Falls Count Anywhere where you go anywhere. There's like dudes getting. I remember like Mankind got pinned with a forklift by Stone Cold Steve Austin. like Stone Cold just beat the crap out of him and then pinned him with a forklift and walked away. And that was it. Like it's just some of those matches. But have you ever seen a Punjabi prison? The Punjabi prison match? I haven't watched wrestling in probably 12 to 15 years. And I started looking up how some of these matches have still evolved. And there's this thing called the Punjabi prison. I'm sure Somerville is looking it up right now. But it is insane. So it is like, so it's open top. It's kind of like the Hell in the Cell in the fact that it's, or a cage, whatever. But it's like bamboo wood. And it goes up like 25 feet on each side. But it's open at the top. It looks pretty wild. And have you seen, what is it,
I've never seen this before.
The demolition chamber, or what is it, where it's three cages on top of each other?
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah. And they have to climb up. You have to get to the very top to win,
Oh, that's the Great Khali.
That's the Great Khali, yeah. And,
also in
Rey
the
Mysterio.
Longest Yard. Also in the Longest Yard.
Wait.
I used to like some of the old hardcore stuff you'd see in Japan with Terry Funk and Mick Foley, and they had barbed wire and
Rey Mysterio, eh?
Yeah, I like the High Flyers. That's why I was kind of more of a WCW fan, because I like the luchador stuff. It was exciting.
What was
Yeah,
it
some of
called
the
again?
it's fun to watch. A Punjabi prison
Oh, yeah.
WWE. Punjabi prison match.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. Keep rolling there while he's getting it sorted.
Yeah, sorry. I got lost in look at this crazy contraption that they fight in, man. It's absolutely nuts. But anyways, just some of those matches, like do you remember Mick Foley falling off the Hell in the Cell and
Hell in the Cell, 98, I think. That was insane.
yeah, look
I
at
got
that
down
thing, eh?
Wow.
And what's the like? What?
It's not very good for TV. Like, look at it. Look how high it is. I think you have to go up and over like a steel cage.
Wow.
To get out? Like what? Are they
Yeah.
in separate cages themselves? Is he versing
I don't
anyone?
think there's
Those like
Verse?
chickens tied up around the outside?
it all looks a little bit illegal.
Yeah, it does look a little.
Oh,
it
here
it looks
comes
pretty
this.
wild though.
His competitor. All right, here we go.
The
It's
Undertaker.
Yeah. Right. And there's like bamboo straps that you.
See, you know the crazy thing about the Undertaker is the Undertaker was like always so injured that like his last like few years of wrestling, man, he'd only wrestle like WrestleMania to keep his
Yeah.
streak alive.
That's right. And then he lost. Who beat him?
I'm
Was that
assuming.
Lesnar?
I have no idea who beat him actually.
Yeah,
I don't know.
remember that. It was a big deal.
Oh,
The big
you
fake deal.
choke him out. Oh no, he's gonna. Okay.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can check that one out.
Weird. But anyways,
Right.
I don't want to
Yeah.
don't want to look at a video. Anyways, and you remember and Mick Foley, he was like he'll always go down as a legend for me. Like that dude had like 3 different gimmicks, and he would do anything. I remember him getting thrown on beds of tacks. Like when he was Mankind, he'd get chucked off the cage through the table, and like
Yeah, it was Hell in the Cell. That's scary. If you guys out there listening, if you haven't seen that, go find that. That
Yeah.
was just terrifying what happened.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And this
he
is what
didn't mean for this.
there
to
he
happen.
is. Boom.
Huge bump. His tooth, like he was out, and they stretched him out.
It was. It wasn't that one though. That one was planned. That one was planned. It was the. It was
through
the.
the top?
It was the other one where he. That was the
Choke slam.
accidental one, the choke slam where he fell through the top of the ring,
Yeah.
I know.
and then he. And the chair come down and actually hit him in the face, and that's what like messed up his teeth.
So dislocated his shoulder.
What?
He was getting dragged out, and he was like, "I'm going back." They're like, "No," and he got up and climbed to the top. And Undertaker thought he'd killed him.
Yeah, he climbed back up to the top, and then he came back down, and then he got choke slammed into a bed of thumbtacks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but he's
That
legendary,
was
and
insane.
this is one of those legendary matches.
Yeah,
Really?
You can find the whole thing. Oh,
My
dude, if you,
God.
Have you never seen this match?
Oh, I've
It
never
is-
seen. No.
Oh my gosh, you gotta watch this, dude.
it
Yeah.
makes you think that there's wrestling, and this might be it's too far. Like
Yeah, this is
Mick Foley's
pretty nuts.
insane.
And Mick Foley, yeah, he was crazy because he was also Cactus Jack, and he was also Dude Love. Dude Love was the best. He got all the ladies, but but yeah, that was kind of my era, man. That's what I loved, and I remember the divas, right? There was Lita, and like everybody had a manager.
Sable.
Everybody had a manager, yeah,
Not
and
That
like
was
gold.
my diva. That was it.
Trish Stratus. Yeah,
See,
Elizabeth
yeah,
was
but-
like the only chick.
But Elizabeth was back like in the 80s. I'm talking about like the Attitude Era where it was like
I didn't.
everybody kind of it was totally like everybody was there and everybody like cut promos. Like I used to like the storyline, but like The Rock was just the best. Like he would just talk smack about everybody when he was around, and you can totally see why he's become a movie star and everything like that. But
He's a
Yeah,
good
that's-
wrestler, but his personality.
horrible,
That's
horrible.
what
But
made-
yeah.
There was one
And
I
it's
was
not what it
watching-
was about in that era.
I'm going to talk about it later, but it was the I Quit match against Mick Foley, and there's a part in it where he puts the bell on Mick's head and rings the bell on his top of his head. And he grabs the mic from the announcers and he's like, and the bells are ringing. And just the way he did it was so funny. It's like,
Yeah, he was so entertaining. Yeah,
so
is that
entertaining.
like I hated him forever, and then eventually he got me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, I had a little tiny bit of a quiz about the Divas. Do you remember the Divas name? Right.
Okay.
So the Hardy Boys had
Lita.
right, and then you had Goldust had
Goldust. Was it the black girl?
no.
That's how I remember it, right?
No, it was
She's the black girl.
it was his wife. It was his wife, and she'd always have a big dart in her mouth. She'd always have the you know what I mean, blonde hair,
The king size.
Not,
and she got stolen by
She got stolen.
Goldust. Dustin Rhodes, wasn't it? Dusty Rhodes' son. Gold-
it was Dusty Rhodes' son. Was it Mark? Yes, Mark Merrow. Mark Merrow was with
Sable.
Who's married to who in real life?
She was married to Mark Merrow.
And then she married
who's she with now?
Stone Cold, dude. Stone Cold in real life.
Because he said so.
Yeah, there you go. That's because he said so.
Because he said so.
Okay, so the one you were looking for was Terry Reynolds.
Terry Reynolds, right? Okay, Terry.
Terry. And then Edge and Christian.
Yeah, Edge and Christian.
You said it before.
Who's not Sunny?
No. She was everybody's manager apparently.
Yes. Yeah, I read about
She
her.
is a dirty
Everybody.
girl.
Yes,
she was
she
a dirty girl. Yeah.
As my
She
friend
was
said, sent me
she
a
was
text.
she was
Sunny is
sunny
a
to
dirty-
everybody.
Dirty whore. Sunny is a dirty whore. That's all I
And
got.
you did not hear that first here.
No. I think they figured it out.
Oh, it's not Trish Stratus. Was it Trish
Yes.
Because they're all
Yes, it was
Canadian.
Trish.
That's right.
Yeah, it was
right.
Trish Stratus.
Eric Copeland and
And then who was your favorite diva? Who was your favorite one?
I was a rock dude, so I liked Lita because she was.
I liked Lita too, man, because she could actually wrestle and do
she
some
could
crazy stuff. And so that was pretty much everything I wrote down. Some of the craziest matches. One of the best matches I remember ever seeing and was the I Quit match. The I Quit match with Stone Cold and The Rock was a really good one.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
And the other one where the Big Show came out of the ring in the Hell in the Cell match.
Like out the middle of the ring.
Yeah, he came out like he had been, his fat ass has been sitting under the ring for an hour and a half, or like he's got 5 trays of food and a 6-pack of beers, and he's been hanging out underneath there for the whole 3 hours, and there he is,
Paul White.
Big Paul White when he
Big
came
Paul
out.
White.
Yeah,
It's the Big Show.
yeah. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the
It's a
second.
good one.
Nice one.
All right, I'm going to start off by saying wrestling sucks today. I'm going to start with it because I'm going to tell you why.
The third period's underway.
It might be good, but it's not great wrestling, and I'm going to touch on that in a second here. So, you named some great stuff. A lot of them we've already gone through here. So, I want to talk about my first 2 years, 3 years of undergrad. So, this was 97, 98, 99. Monday night, we'd go to a buddy's house. And in the house we were all WCW fans because it was Monday Nitro. 3 hours of awesomeness.
Right.
Next door, they were all Raw fans. And we would just sit there and just rip bulls and watch wrestling. And it would be 3 hours, and then, like, we can't shut off. We have to go overtime. And then we'd have these awesome arguments of who was... See, I like WCW because I grew up watching wrestling with WWF. So when Vince didn't want to pay anybody, all the guys I knew went to WCW. Like Machoman was there, and Hogan, and Kevin Nash, and one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Scott Hall, also known as Razor Ramon. He was like the greatest Latino stereotype of all time.
That's right.
He was the bad guy.
oozing machismo.
With the toothpick, and he like
Yeah.
picking at people's faces. So they were like, they kind of came over and took over with the NWO.
Yeah.
And so everybody wanted to be in, and all these old guys showed up. But then it got stupid by the end because everybody was in the NWO. Like, they had nobody to fight.
That's right.
So then they had the Wolf Pack, which is like another group. And like Sting was in, like everybody, like all the WCW guys are in there. So that was, for those first 3 years of school, every Monday was awesome. And then they went out and put like Thursday Night Thunder on, so there was more wrestling. And then there was some stupid house show on Saturday before you go out and get drunk and stuff.
Yeah, and during that time, too, it was all like wars because, like, Thursday night, what did you say the show was called? Thursday what?
Thursday Night Thunder.
And then they had Thursday Night SmackDown for the WWF. And
It was
right?
awesome.
And they just, there was so much wrestling on TV.
And so, like, I kind of followed it because you had to. But, I mean, I remember with DX and, you know, Road Dogg Jesse James and X-Pac and, you know, all those dudes. But I couldn't, other than Stone Cold, I would tune in to see what he was doing. When he drove the Zamboni into the ring and, like, started crushing beers and throwing them into the crowd and stuff.
Yeah.
So I love Monday Night. Monday Night was awesome.
That show that I went to, like where he had shot, it was the week after he had shot them with the beer cans, and it was like a week before the big fight between the two of them, and he ended up tying Vince up in the ring, and then his tunes came on, and he just sat there and he just kept firing them beers,
The broken
and like
glass.
yeah, and he would smack them together and pour them on top of Vince. And then he'd get two more, and then he'd pour them on top of Vince. And, like, honest to God, man, he sat in the ring because you knew they weren't filming anymore. Like, you knew that we weren't still live on TV because it was way later. But, man, he probably sat in the ring for 25 minutes just, like, getting beers thrown at him and just pouring them on Vince, drinking them himself, like, drinking them with the guy holding the camera beside the ring, and like, yeah, it was pretty entertaining, man.
So
All about entertainment.
You mentioned you'd gone to some shows, so I went to one Raw and two Nitro in Toronto.
Nice.
And we made signs because we were up in the nosebleeds or whatever. But it was really interesting because they would like film a house show before the TV program, so they'd have these matches that they tape and they show them like later on in the week and stuff, and they kind of like. I think they kind of prepped you a little bit because it's
What's
TV
a
and then
house
the
show?
So a house show's just like when it's not live to the world, when it's not on TV.
It's been taped.
Right.
Yeah, it's a recording.
Yeah, okay.
It's a recording, but it's like
they
going
were
to
all recorded. I mean, it was never.
No,
Was it-
this
like-
Monday night that was live stuff.
yeah, but a house
Great.
but a house show's like a house show would be like if you taped a junior game and then watched it and then it aired like 3 days later.
So
Kinda
when we
thing.
air this and it's not live a few
Right.
days later,
It's a
like
house
it's,
show.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same
so that
deal.
was fun. So we were like right into wrestling. I got to circle back a little bit because you mentioned some great guys. You mentioned Honky Tonk Man because he looked like
Yes.
Elvis,
Yeah.
and he'd smash his guitar on somebody's
Oh
head.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
And he'd sing a
Yeah.
song. Rick, some of my faves. We'll use that maybe for overtime. Some people are going to lose it because I won't really mention ECW because that was big because it was like super violent.
ECW, that's right.
And then
man.
Vince
Yeah.
killed it when he bought everything. And that was such an awesome time, the Monday night. And then when it fell apart, and Vince bought it and he didn't do anything. He didn't really do anything with it, and it was like
No.
that was like a golden era of wrestling. Was
He
like-
just took took some names and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
There's some
business,
great
right?
guys in there.
But yeah, ECW used to be nuts, man. That used to be
there's a-
crazy.
There's a guy.
I remember they
there's a
had barbed wire baseball bats and stuff.
The guys would walk in and throw like the trash can into the ring with a bunch of crap in it and 100 tables and chairs. There's a guy that you got to look up. He's got a documentary on the dark side of wrestling. It's on YouTube, and it's this wrestler named New Jack.
Okay.
And he's like he went in a real like racist angle, like black gangster, like real
Yeah.
controversial. But he almost killed a couple of guys. Like his head is I can't even tell you about it. But if you look up New Jack, what
New
happened
Jack,
to him?
right.
He almost killed some 15-year-old or something. It was in the ring.
Whoa.
Like
That's
anyway,
crazy.
So one of the matches
New
I wanted to
Jack,
talk
ladies and
about-
gentlemen.
Okay. Sounds awesome.
Gee. Yeah. Sounds dangerous.
Some quality.
Well, there was a
family
movie.
guy.
There was a movie, New Jack City, right? It was about New York street gang.
Is it about that guy?
Yeah, that's right.
Might be.
Okay.
So you mentioned obviously Hell in a Cell, but one of the matches, if you haven't seen it, it is the I Quit match in 1999 with The Rock and Mankind.
Oh, that's the one I was. That's the one I meant. I said The Rock and Stone Cold.
It's one of the most brutally violent. Like it's almost to the point where, at the end, Mankind takes 11 headshots with a chair, like 11. His hands are handcuffed behind him.
Yeah.
And it starts off kind of, Rock
It's
shows
like
up and shocks
it's like an hour and a half long too.
But it gets so brutal at the end. Like, people are like, "Oh my God!" Like Rock. You can hear people saying, "Like Rock, stop! Like stop this! You're going to kill him." And Mankind said afterwards, because in the famous movie Dark Side of the Ring, or what is it? Something Beyond the Mat.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets kind of good. He says, "I didn't think it was that bad until he saw the reaction of his kids, because his family were there that night."
Oh, really? Eh?
But that final sequence where Rock is basically bludgeoning him to death with this chair is, you're like, wow, man, this is kind of not wrestling. Like, what's happening here? It's really insane. This is where he gets electrocuted, I think. Yeah, it's one of the most brutal wrestling matches you'll ever see, and it makes you
and they're going all over the arena, eh?
Yeah. This is where he gets thrown into all the electrical sound and technical stuff here. He was incredible, man. Mankind was a warrior.
Yeah, and he had the body of a beer leaguer.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Look at him.
This is only like a
brutal
2-minute clip or whatever, but I don't remember this I Quit matches and.
Really?
No, man. I mean, like when The Rock came in, this was kind of like when I lost interest or whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yep.
Yeah, I was out of it for a long time, and then I got back when I got to uni because wrestling became cool. It was like the cool young guy thing to watch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and it was the Attitude Era. After that, it disappeared again.
Yeah, I noticed that even after
Earl Hebner. Look at that guy. He was the best.
What?
He was
referee?
he was the king. He was the king of the third clap pause, man.
Yeah, and get knocked out.
He'd go all the way down, almost to the mat, and then pull it back up.
So anyway, if you don't, just a spoiler alert. So Rock wins because somebody had to say "I quit," but apparently Mankind didn't say "I quit." He was completely unconscious.
No, it was the recording.
And it was recorded. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you get a chance,
Completely
watch it.
unconscious. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That-
like,
for real?
oh no, like the end part where he's hitting him with the chairs. It's almost makes you throw up, man.
Yeah, it's brutally violent.
Like I seen
So-
that.
That's
sorry.
Mankind.
Go ahead.
That's Mankind.
No, go
now.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Like there's like
I get
the
fired up
movie,
by wrestling.
is it like Beyond the Mat, which was the sort of
Beyond the
first-
mat.
yeah,
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Is that when Bret Hart, Montreal screw jobs in there where Bret Hart lost the belt to Shawn Michaels in Montreal, spat on Vince McMahon.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was entertainment business, but yeah, it was big for the kids, anyways, that nothing. Keep going.
So the early WWF, Vince was about marketing for kids because there was Wrestling Superstars, the cartoon.
Yep.
Hogan was the real American, clean cut, eat your, 3 meals a day,
Yeah.
vitamins, work out, say your prayers.
Yeah.
But then there was other promotions like the NWA and old WCW.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about the thing that I like the most. I want to talk about a man who's wearing about $30,000 worth of jewelry. He's wearing about $1,500 worth of clothes. He lives in the biggest house, on the biggest hill, on the biggest side of town. He only drives cars that can be financed at the biggest bank. Then you gotta know you're looking at the one and only World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. That's right, Space Mountain Slick Rick Ric Flair.
Rick.
The greatest wrestler on the microphone in the history of the business. Ever. By far. So I loved...
He was the
Loved
biggest
it.
spitter.
That's right.
That's what I remember.
He's styling and profiling.
Yeah.
Limousine riding, jet plane flying. He was the guy. So my favorite talkers were Ric Flair's the King, okay, because he actually lived his gimmick.
Yeah.
He talks about like
he was Ric Flair every
Flair.
day. He was Ric Flair every day. Yeah.
He's the man. And there's an incredible clip. It's called the Greatest Promos Ric Flair. It's 40 minutes, and somebody's mashed up all his old promos into one part talks about his alligator shoes and how everything's custom made, and he rides in limousines. And he's called Space Mountain because when the girls get on him, they yell, "Stop! I can't take it anymore." And he's hanging out with the Four Horsemen, and he's talking about his Porsche Carrera and the big Rolex. Got the big Rolex.
I thought you were going to talk about the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, for a minute there.
Oh, no.
No way.
Yeah, that's Rick.
Right.
And then Machoman was amazing as well.
Yeah.
If you can find his cream of the crop promo, where he's talking to Mean Gene.
Oh, man.
And he's talking about, cream rises to the crop, to the top. Oh, yeah. And he keeps pulling out these little, like, milkettes. Remember those creamers you get for coffee? But he keeps pulling them, like, out of his jacket and behind Mean Gene's ear, and it's just amazing. He's not a great talker, but one of the best promos is
Snapping a Slim Jim.
Ultimate Warrior does a promo where he's talking about, you don't even know what he's talking about. He's talking about busting down the cockpit door and assuming the controls and crashing an airplane into Hulk Hogan. And like, it's just because he was insane. Mr. Perfect was great. I loved it when he would show how he was absolutely perfect. One of the ones he was playing sports by himself.
Oh,
And, he threw a football.
He caught the
himself.
football. Yeah, and then he caught the football. Yeah, and then he pitched the ball in baseball. He hit the ball in baseball, and then he caught it in the outfield.
And he's playing basketball, hitting these huge shots.
So I wanted to show you guys these here. There's some T-shirts you can get. The
Cream of the crop there.
Yeah.
You got to get that promo.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
There's some good ones out there.
Oh, yeah.
There's some other
love
ones as
Macho
well. You want Ric Flair as well. You can get some other good ones on this one. Yeah.
Some of his gifs and memes are hysterical, but Ric Flair could use a mic, and it didn't matter if he could wrestle. Like, again, The Rock couldn't wrestle, but he could call everybody a candy ass, monkey, and
this one's the best one.
Well,
millions and millions of Rock fans.
And like what you were saying though, like he was spontaneous in the fact that he would like do stuff in matches. Like if he was fighting in a match, he just grab the microphone and be like, "Oh yeah!" Like he just starts singing, and he could do it all right. He could sing, he could dance, he could do whatever. He was just a total showman.
And I mean, the Rattlesnake, Stone Cold. I mean, he was great too because he didn't take crap from anybody. Like he was going to beat someone up.
Well, he was one of those guys too that paid his dues for like ages and then just found his gimmick.
Yeah,
right. And the cool thing about him too is that was his idea, a little bit, and obviously Vince let him run with it, but still, like just guys that came up with their own gimmicks. It's pretty cool.
Because he was stunning Steve Austin for a while, and he played the pretty boy thing.
And he was also, speaking of Ted DiBiase, he was one of. What was his name again? He was the $1 Million Man? No.
Yeah, Ted DiBiase was $1 Million.
Yeah, the $1 Million Man, but Stone Cold was like he was like a fighter for him. I forget what his old name was.
Like before he was Stone Cold? Because Stone Cold didn't fight anybody.
Yeah, it was.
He was in his own team.
It was before he was Stone Cold. It's like
Virgil. He was
I know what you're saying. I know.
No, he was one of his wrestlers. He was like in his stable of wrestlers.
Right.
Like, because back in that day, you'd have like a guy and his crew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen.
Four Horsemen.
Right?
Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard and
it's killing me as to what he was called before.
They weren't the Freebirds or Fabulous Freebirds, or later
anyways.
it was DX and NWO and all that kind of stuff.
Anyways.
But yeah, I love the talkers. Didn't care about if they could wrestle or not. I also love guys that could take a good bump. Yep. I loved a guy who could take a good bump. If you watch my two favorites, there's three actually pretty good. Shawn Michaels was really good.
Yeah.
So taking a bump is like he could sell it. Greg Valentine was good. He would do this thing. Ric Flair used to do it too. He'd get hit. He would stand there. He'd take a few steps and then just fall flat.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ric Flair, one of my favorite Ric Flair matches is the 1992 Royal Rumble. So Bobby Heenan before is pumping out Ric Flair as the Grace. He's going to win this. Ric Flair comes out. It's a 30-man Royal Rumble. Ric Flair comes out at number 2.
Number 3.
And he gets... Is it 3? And
yeah,
he gets, I think you're right. And he gets beat for over an hour. Just beaten. And he wins.
Yeah.
And the celebration backstage with all those goons and heels, and Bobby Heenan's like, I knew it. I knew this man was going to win. And Rick is sweating with his platinum blonde hair, and he's just... no one gets you more fired up than watching Rick pull a promo, because it's just... He's intense, man. Like you said, he's Ric Flair out 24/7.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
There's no shame in Ric Flair, man. He is Ric Flair all day, every day.
So I could talk wrestling all day, but we've been on here for a while. I just want to do a shout-out. If you want to see some great wrestling, during the lockdown last year, I got right back into it. There's a great YouTube channel called OSW, Old School Wrestling Review. It's a bunch of buddies in Ireland, and they do pay-per-view critiques from the whole Hulkamania era, and then they do some other stuff. So they follow the storyline. So what they do is they show the pay-per-view, it's edited, and they kind of talk while the match is going on, and
cool.
And it's really good, and it's funny, and you go back and you go, oh, okay, because it gives you a real comprehensive look back on how the storylines went and why things happened and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and I remember that. Yeah.
And they rip on their outfits. They call them they do a segment called "What Bar Are They?" So they're relating their costumes to like a chocolate bar wrapper, because you know how outlandish and crazy their outfits are.
Yeah.
So people start writing in like, what pack of smokes are they, like with their outfits. It's pretty funny. OSW, it's amazing, and I think I've watched most of them, and it's just.
Right,
it just really takes you back. And then they do modern stuff as well.
Yeah.
But OSW, it's awesome.
Okay. Cool.
Sweet.
Shout out. Nice. Mm-hmm. Nice.
You all done? You all done for the third?
Jeez,
Oh, yeah, I think I'm done now.
And he's all done for the third.
Nice.
All right.
Good work. Good game, boys. Good game.
Yeah,
so,
it's a good game.
Let's head into overtime, because I got 2 questions to hit you with. All right, we've had a lot of chirps about wrestlers, and we've gone through the eras that mean a lot to us. So, we all know what a 3-man tag match is, right? It's one guy with another 2 guys. So,
That's 3 guys.
Yeah, it's a 3-man
I quit
tag
wrestling
match.
before that.
So we're having a fatal 3-way, 3-man tag match. Who you got? Right? So who's your 2 tag team partners? I'll tell you mine. Summer, what you tell us yours, and there we go.
Show me mine. I'll show you.
It's a fatal 3-way, 3-man tag match.
Like any era. Who's
So we got
any era, any man you want as your partner in a 3-man tag match.
So there's 9 guys in this.
9 dudes total, yeah, and we're 3 of them.
Oh.
And then I'm going to ask you after this. So we're setting up this entire match. So I'm going to first you got to pick your tag team partners, and then you got to tell me what your wrestling name is, so that we know who to write on the marquee.
Right.
Okay. So there's the overtime question.
Right. Okay. My 3 guys are the Hulk, Hogan, not the Hulk, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
The Hulk. Randy Savage, and Roddy Piper.
No.
Yeah, there you go. Those are my 3 guys.
No. You get 2, and you're the
one of the guys.
You're the third guy.
Right.
You're the third guy.
The Hulk and Randy then.
Hulk, Randy, and who?
Roddy's out.
Yeah, but who are you though?
Oh,
yeah, but
no.
who are you?
Oh, right.
But what is your wrestling name?
Oh, I'm Aaron SummerSlam Summertime. How about just SummerSlam? I'll be SummerSlam.
That's
SummerSlam.
forever. That's who you are now.
All right.
SummerSlam. SummerSlam. I love it.
And you got to cut the sleeves off of all your shirts. All of them, even your work stuff.
That's right, eh?
Hockey jersey, just rip them right off before the face-off.
That's right.
And throw them into the stands.
SummerSlam.
I want to see that.
I'm not strong enough to do that. Yeah, I'd be there all night going, pull, man, pull, help me with this. Yeah.
You're like, dude, you're wearing a tank top. There's no sleeves anyway. But I can't get them off. Okay, this is a tough one. So we can't overlap now. We can't have like two Hulk Hogans in the ring and like.
No, you can't. No, it's like a fantasy draft. Once he's gone, he's gone. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Right, okay.
Once he's gone,
Sorry,
he's
boys.
gone. Yeah.
I took two of the all-time greats.
Dude, the
But they,
all-time
you know,
greats.
like, have an excellent record.
That's good, though.
Good question. I like this question.
So SummerSlam. So far in the red corner, we have SummerSlam, Hulk Hogan, and Randy the Macho Man Savage. Oh yeah!
It's a powerful tag team. It's a powerful team.
Isn't it ever, brother? Oh yeah, brother. Okay, cut your promo and tell us how you're going to beat us. Go SummerSlam.
Well,
I'm
throw
sitting-
Randy the Macho Man Savage to tire everyone out. Then fucking Hulk's going to throw the boot and the leg drop, and then I'm going to do the pin.
The SummerSlam.
Yeah, that just involves me like jumping on top and pulling the leg up. 1, 2, 3. Quick one.
You're going to leg drop?
Yeah.
Oh, come on now.
No. Yeah. Well, the Hulk is. Anyway, does anybody else go here or what? You'll make.
Yeah, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Yeah, you got to go because I need to know where you're going.
You need to know where I'm going.
You
I
guys
might
are
have to
different
make some
eras
roster
here, so
changes.
this will be.
Well, I might end up stealing one of your guys then, right? I gotta take Stone Cold, right? So I got Stone Cold's in my corner, and if I can actually go with anybody from any era, I'm gonna take Mick Foley because I'm gonna let Stone Cold talk all the shit. I'm gonna let Mankind take all the punishment. And then I'm hoping that I got a better physique than I have now, and I come in really good. And I always thought that I could be Chet Chest, Chet Chest, the international ambassador. And I would come into like some cheesy music, and I'd have a big nice mustache.
You've thought about this a lot. All right. Okay. Good work.
Oh, I've been calling myself Chet Chest for years.
All right.
We knew it was going to come out.
That's it. Eh?
I didn't know when I was ever going to confess to it, but now I just did.
So he's wearing a jersey with no sleeves. You're wearing a jersey with no chest,
That's
just
it.
sleeves.
Just sleeves. That's right.
No chest, just sleeves. That's right.
Just the sleeves and the shoulders.
And a towel like Val Venus. just a towel like Val Venus.
What were they thinking? He was like a porn star. That was the angle. He's from my hometown too. That's crazy. His sister was from high school.
All right, So there you go.
Oh my goodness! Now,
Yeah, follow that one up.
yeah, I know.
Chest. Because I always like the cheesiest dudes. Like I always thought they were hilarious. Like the Brooklyn Brawler and like those guys. Like, you know, I always liked the Washington Nationals. I always hoped they'd win a game. You know.
Jobbers, yeah.
Yeah, love the Jobbers. Val Venus.
Val Venus.
General.
Okay.
Sid Vicious.
Yeah, Psycho Sid Vicious. There's so many great guys, but I got to go with my gut here. I got to have Nature Boy on my team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta go
I
with
need-
Ricky.
I need to ride in long limousines. I need to be able to drop $15,000 at the Marriott on Saturday.
You might not.
That's nothing to him.
I know Marriott.
I want to be able to walk down the street with LaToya Jackson on my arm because I can. I want to get my clothes. I want to get my clothes made, custom made at Michael's of Kansas City. I need to have that happen. Okay, so I got Ric Flair so this is kind of Eagle team. I have an Ego team. I've got to have Ravishing Rick Rude.
Oh yeah,
because Rick Rude only cares. He had an anchor tattoo, which I thought was the most cliche,
that's right,
awesome.
It was. You're right.
And he had a skinny waist.
Yeah.
But he had like the perfectly sculpted upper body. It was like those. Remember those old time like weightlifters that wore like the
body,
the one strap?
With
the curly mustache.
That's right.
The wax. He was like that guy.
That's right.
Yeah, he was that guy.
He had like a perm with a flow as well, right?
Yeah.
And a mustache.
A tight, a perfect mustache.
Yeah, that's right. Total friend.
He was ravishing.
Oh my God.
He was completely ravishing.
And he used to, him and Warrior used to have, he just drive everyone crazy, those two, just fight. Great meme, and that's just start off, because I got to announce the captain of this team. If you can find the gif of Warrior running down the aisle to the ring, like he's been summoned.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's the greatest of like, I need help now or I need you now. You got to find that gif of him just sprinting down the aisle. It's awesome. So finally, with those two guys, we got Ravishing Rick Rude, we've got the Nature Boy, and then you've got we've got two Ravishing on the team. So we got Ravishing Ryan Langford.
Ravishing Ryan Langford.
So we got two Ravishings, and that was my grade 9 wrestling name. My friend Steve Moore gave that to me, and he was Stunning Steve Moore. So there you go.
Stunning Steve Moore.
That was grade 9. We got back into wrestling.
All right. So I guess that brings us to the end of overtime.
Woo! I'm gonna go watch wrestling now.
There he is.
Yes, there
he is. I am coming.
That's Somerville getting a call saying they don't have a referee for tonight's
That's
game.
right. So wait for the ring to open.
That's what it is.
That's when my McDonald's app's telling me there's a free Big Mac.
No, it's not Somerville because he'd be sliding in with his roller guards.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Put him on in the car.
That's Kyle Kaliniak hearing there's a top cheese function on Saturday.
That's right. Yeah,
All right, that's gonna bring to the end episode 8. We're gonna call this one Bodyslams. So hey, next week, all the power to you, Langer. You're gonna be away for the week, so we're gonna fill in. We're gonna be talking about road trips. You're gonna be going on a road trip, and we got one of the guys that's known for going on road trips as our guest next week. So pop it. He is the king of road trips. So pop in next week, find out who that is. Again, subscribe to us on YouTube. Keep following along with the show. Keep typing in, letting us know what you think of the show. And you know what? We're going to see you again soon. And oh yeah, it's time to go, boys! Woo!
Final shout out to Masson Clark because he's a big wrestling fan.
Oh yeah. Love you, Mass.
Ridin Pine, Ridin
Pine.
Chronicles of the Fortnite. Oh yeah. We spent 3 hours talking about wrestling on the bench. That's why we don't get any playing time. Because we're riding the pine, riding the pine. With Chet Chest, Ravishing Ryan, and SummerSlam time.
Woo! Nice. Good show. Good show.
Because we said so.
That's it. Oh, Cam's having problems with his.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's down. He's peeking in.
Oh, okay.
I think we're still recording here. Cutter.